He is one of the worst captains in the league. We're on to the Real Madrid stuff now. Good afternoon, guys, and welcome back to another week of TFW, the footballing show dominated by your opinions. I've got my trusty laptop right here, so let's get straight into it. So first up, and Sanjit Agarwal has written in saying, hottest opinion, even if Bayern are in any other of the top 5 leagues, they would still win them. Damn, there's actually probably a bit of truth to that. Okay, let's go through them. I think they win Liga, pretty much rivaling PSG. They're definitely winning the Bundesliga. Serie A, yeah, I'd say they'd beat Juventus on this season. La Liga, definitely. I don't think Madrid or Barca are up to Bayern standards. I think Bayern have been so good this season. The Premier League, it would be a tougher one because Liverpool looks so good this season. Having said that, though, yeah, it'd be a two-horse race. I'd agree. I think they'd win every single league this season. Good call, Sanjay. I like that one. Right, next up, Ashutosh, Senior has said, Real Madrid clearly are, here we go. We're on to the Real Madrid stuff now. Real Madrid clearly bought the referee. Oh, well, clearly, yeah. There were 3 decisions in favour of them. Vinicius dived, Benzema's goal was a handball, Real Sociedad got ruled offside. Okay, let's go through these. First off, Vinicius... God, it's such a tough one. I think with Vinicius Jr., it's one of those that probably looks worse on the replay. Like, if you go and watch VAR, you can see the contact. It looks much worse than it was. He's looking for it because he knows he's in the box, but then again, he is quite close to shooting. I'd say the whole point that it went to VAR is because they couldn't make a decision. There wasn't like a clear and obvious decision. Real Madrid would probably have a right to feel aggrieved if they didn't get it, and everyone else, probably Barcelona fans, are really pissed off that they did get it. It's kind of in the air. Next up, Benzema's goal was a handball. I don't think so. I think he used his shoulder, clearly a hit around here. Anything below kind of this part of the arm, I'm not even sure if you can see that. This part of the arm is a handball. I think, again, it was such a difficult decision that they had to go to VAR for it. And if Real Madrid didn't get it, they would have been annoyed. And, you know, everyone else, including Sociedad, seems to be annoyed that Real Madrid did get the decision. I think it's very harsh. Personally, I like to see it given. I like to see the advantage given to the attacker unless they've blatantly cheated. I mean, he's trying to move his chest and his shoulder to control the ball. Yeah, wow. A lot of you are going to think I'm a Real Madrid fan, which is in stark contrast to last week where everyone thought I was a Barcelona fan. Anyway, so enough about the whole Real Madrid-Barca debate for the week. And Ahmed Plays is up next. He has said that Chelsea are doing really well in the Premier League, so I kind of think they will make a comeback versus Bayern. Yeah, they are doing well in the Premier League, but they're 3-0 down. This is like, they're doing well, but come on. Bayern Munich, and they're going to Bayern. Like, it's not even like they've got a home leg to play. I mean, them Chelsea going to Bayern Munich and winning 4-0 seems highly unlikely. But I do agree they are playing well at the moment. Next up, Fireken has said, Grealish is a player that goes down too easily. His mentality is too weak. Oh, this dude's hating on Grealish. Too often looks to get brought down rather than create for his team. He is one of the worst captains in the league. Wow. He is not a leader on or off the pitch. Whilst he is a good player, he should be overlooked in terms of being called up for England in favour of Barnes, Mount or Ali. I couldn't disagree more, but I guess that's what this show is about, all your footballing opinions. Harvey Barnes is really good, by the way. He's more of a winger, I think. Mason Mount has done well. Dele Alli's been very poor this season. I think Grealish is ahead of him, and there's so much about Grealish. He's linked with the top 6. He wouldn't be if he was a poor player. I mean, second off, you've taken about 4 lines up to talk about him, when clearly if he wasn't that much of a big deal and wasn't that good of a player, you wouldn't have even noticed him. But the fact you're trying to call him out pretty much shows that he is kind of a big deal. I mean, Grealish has definitely got so much attention in such a poor Aston Villa side. He's a great player. I think he's not quite sure where, but in the league, in terms of like, touches on the ball, forward passes, dribbling, creating chances, he's way up there for a team that, apart from him, isn't too creative and isn't the greatest. I mean, this really shows how good Grealish is. For me, he starts for Spurs. Oh my God, does he start for Tottenham? We're talking about not the top 6 at the moment, but historically the top 6 sides in the Premier League. He starts for Spurs, he starts for Arsenal, he probably gets in the Chelsea and United team, and he's on the bench for Liverpool and City. That's how good he is. In fact, I think he has broken the record for the player with the most, who's been fouled the most in a Premier League season, and we've still got like 8 games left. It's like 128 times. If he was mentally weak, like you've said here, his mentality is too weak, he'd get fouled like 20, 30 times and be like, oh, I hate this, I'm just not going to get on the ball anymore. The fact he's been fouled more than any other player in Premier League history in a season and continues to get on the ball, continues to create and do well for his side, shows that he's the opposite. In fact, he's incredibly strong. I'd take him any day. I think he's a brilliant player. Next up, Ayush Jain has said, Lazio are going to win the Scudetto because Juventus are very poor this season. Oh, this is the really, really exciting kind of title race. It's kind of like Dortmund-Bayern. Everyone really wanted Dortmund to win just to say, like, finally, Bayern didn't win it. And the same thing, Lazio, finally, Juve aren't going to win it. I can't see it happening. Much like with Bayern, Juventus just have this mentality. If things go wrong, they just know they're capable. They've got the winning feeling, the winning ethics, the winning culture around the club. That Lazio are like the ones who are going to have to concentrate and pour their heart out every single game. Whereas Juventus, I feel, even in the face of adversity, going 1-0 down or even losing or dropping points, they still know how to come back from it. And on top of all this, and I think you've kind of given away the answer in their opinion there. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to see Lazio win it. It'd be great. You've said Juve are very poor this season. Imagine being very poor and still being top of the league. That pretty much says it all. Juventus have been poor and they're still top. Imagine if they turn it on. They'll be miles away by the end of match day 34, whatever. Oh, by the way, Juventus have got a slightly easier run in and they host Lazio. I think it is match day 34 or 5. Juve, Lazio. By then it could be over. But yeah, I would back Juventus ever so slightly more. Next up, Sibusiso Matembu has come in and said, do you think not having fans is really affecting Liverpool as they drew with Everton? It was just one game, man. It's just the first game back. No, the fans thing I don't think is affecting. I don't think we've seen anything out of the ordinary. Maybe it gives it a bit of a pre-season feel. I guess that's what happens when players return to action after 3 months, which, by the way, is longer, or is it pretty much the same amount of time that they get off during the summer? In fact, going straight back into football is like having no pre-season. So I feel like the fans not being there, not necessarily. Maybe in that game it's a bit of a one-off. Everton are usually pretty scared to lose the derby. And Liverpool don't need to win. That was the thing. They had Salah and Robertson not on the pitch as well, who usually are big players for them. And yeah, Liverpool could, I don't know, like draw the next 5 games or lose a few and then win on the last day. They've pretty much got it tied up that I don't think they needed to put in as much effort, and I wouldn't put that down to the fans really affecting them. If they lose at home to Palace when they're at Anfield and there's no fans, maybe you could start to build a case for it, but I don't think it's necessarily kind of a big reflection. Next up, Kofi and Yimadu has said Sheffield United seem likely to not do as well as they did before the restart. They've picked up a point from the first 2 games. It's fair to say they don't have the most favourable of fixture lists, as they still have to play Arsenal, Wolves, United, Spurs, Chelsea, Leicester and Everton. Yeah, oh my God. I didn't even realise this. Just his humble opinion, he says. Holy crap. Arsenal, Wolves, United, Spurs, Chelsea, Leicester and Everton. My God, I mean, it's exciting times for Sheffield United. Actually, the thing that's really exciting about this is not only if they win the games, they're picking up points, moving closer to European spot, whether it's Champions League or Europa League, but they'll have the double whammy of actually taking points off their rivals too. So if they take points off of any of these, it's going to take them closer or it's going to knock others further down. Sheffield United are the team to watch. This is a mad run-in. I can't say I know every single team's running. That's crazy. Wow, that is an insane fixture list. Next up, TDM has said this season I think Arsenal would be in a relegation battle if they didn't have Leno and Aubameyang. First off, Leno's injury looked really bad yesterday, or was it Saturday? I hope he recovers really soon. He's a fantastic goalkeeper. I don't think they'd be in a relegation battle. I think Aubameyang's goals are obviously very, very key to Arsenal, and Leno being a good keeper is also key to Arsenal. I don't think they're as bad as some of the relegated sides, though. There's also a mentality thing when a team visits Arsenal. Like, just historically, I can speak for all Spurs fans here, Arsenal could be on the worst run of form. They could be terrible, and as soon as Spurs show up to the Emirates, bam, they go terrible. It's like history weighs on their shoulders. And I think, when the likes of Ozil, even though he's not playing too much, when other players are on their game, Arsenal are still a good team. They've hit some poor form and things are spiralling and red cards and injuries and, weak mentality, but they're not relegation candidates. They're still like pushing the top 8. Obviously now they're in mid-table. But yeah, I don't think they'd be in that bad a position, to be honest. Right, lastly but not least though, Marshal Kent. Big shout out to you, Marshal, because he's brought up something off the pitch, which I think, is pretty good. So yeah, props to you, Marshal, who said Rashford should get an MBE for what he's done for school children. Now, for those of you who aren't in the UK, or don't really follow the news off the pitch, yeah, Rashford's been lobbying with the government in England to try and get more free school meals for underprivileged kids, and really sort of using his platform, not only on social media, but as a footballer and the following that he has to really try and do some good for all the kids in Britain. And yeah, I think you'd struggle to find anyone who would begrudge him getting an MBE, which I believe means Member of the British Empire. If it doesn't, someone let me know what it means in the comment section. I believe Harry Kane has one, and some other footballers too. I'm sure David Beckham's got one. Anyway, yeah, thanks so much. Big shout out to you, Marshall, bringing up something that Rashford has done really, really well. So that's pretty awesome. But that is it from this week's TFW. Of course, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, and every single Sunday night in the YouTube community tab is where I'll be posting usually a ridiculous picture of me, where you guys can comment your opinions underneath. That is all from me though. Make sure you click here or here to check out loads of the other content we've got going on Onefootball. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.